Hey. So I've learned that long-term trading is much easier than short-term. Short-term is hard because no matter what you learn, patterns, whether it's double top, double bottom, head and shoulders, you can learn all those patterns, man. And you still, if you don't have enough money in your trading account, you're still not going to be able to capitalize on all those opportunities. And I've been using a small amount of money in my trading account, and I can see how limited I am because I have a small amount of money in there. I basically use like 50 to 100 bucks at a time on options, and I should be using 500 to $1,000 in options. And it's a hard lesson to learn, but I'm getting practice, so I will be doing that. But all right now, so in order to make trades at $500 to $1,000 at a time, you need how much money do you need in the account? $5,000, $10,000. So when you're short-term trading, you're doing it every day. You're not just doing it once a week. You're doing it every day. So you're seeing opportunities everywhere. And for you to like think about waiting for like a week or 2 weeks or a month, it's absurd because you're seeing everything happening in real time. So you don't even want to trade long-term anymore. I do, of course. I have a Robinhood account. You can go to my blog site and read about how I have a Robinhood account. And I don't feel like selling my long term just to trade short term, vice versa. I don't feel like doing that. I feel like having them separate, long term over here, short term over here. So the short term has been very difficult for me because I'm also in debt financially. So you have this mismatch of like my debt's really high and my account is and for the trading's really low, and it just turns into a psychological shit show. And I learned trading for a long time. Like I would say I've been studying the stock market for 18 years, and I finally, learned what I needed to learn by watching I can't believe I forgot his name, but I did. Alessio Rastani's one, and then there's Oliver Velez. Those are like the two saints that will tell you how to trade properly. But nobody ever tells you how to manage money. Not your parents, not anybody. Because like unfortunately, like 99% of people in the world are stupid. I don't know why that is. I mean, I think about a lot of people I've known over the years. A lot of them are stupid. A lot of them are selfish. You know, and it's just like, how did this happen? Like I was trying to do something good, like learning how to trade stocks, and I fucked it up. But debt will fuck you up. I made a video about that. You can go look at it on my live videos. Debt will fuck your life up, period. Grant Cardone in a video is saying that people in debt are criminals. And the only reason he's saying that is because it's in the Bible. It says don't get into debt. So he's trying to attract Christians or something. That's his problem. I don't listen to Grant Cardone. I used to listen a little bit of what he said, but I'm like, man, he's on another planet than me. I'm not going to like learn how to do what he does. I don't want to do cold calling every day. I don't want to freaking, invest in real estate. Like it's ridiculous. So like if you want to do that, go ahead. I mean, don't listen to me, but the stock market, I mean, if I could use 500 bucks like every time I bought, and it'd be disgusting. But if you use 50 bucks, how much you going to have? 5 to 25 bucks in your pocket? Big difference. Huge difference. So you sit there looking at like with your $50 option and you're like, oh, I made 20 bucks. I should get out. But you don't because you want to make more. And your head's always going to tell you you can make more if you just sat on it. And from my experience in the minute, like you can't make more than 20 bucks a pop. You should just take the profit. But if you have 500 bucks, you bought, 10 options at 50. So you have 500 bucks and there's a lot of volume. So it's liquid almost. So you can get in and get out. You can capitalize on making $100 a day, $200 a day, 50 bucks a day. I mean, it's easy, but unfortunately, it's not easy when you don't have any money. And I've experienced that over and over again. And my account has gone up and down like a roller coaster this past year, and it's just not fun. It's really not fun. Like I would say, like on Tuesday or Wednesday, my account was at $311, and today it's at 180. was like, what the fuck happened? But I was waiting for the options to pan out, and I'm still waiting. And it's a game. It's a game that person like me can't win unless, I take the money. So if you're not taking the money and running, like that song, take the money and run, then short-term trading is useless. Long-term trading, I could talk about that if you want me to. If you're really watching this video, you want to learn this stuff. Long-term trading is so easy. You just go in Robinhood and you go put $1 in, 20 stocks or whatever, like any stock you want. You just put every Monday and Friday, you put $1 in there, and it automatically does it. And every week there's 52 weeks, so whatever, you're slowly going up. But if you had more money, you'd put $10 a week in it per stock. If you had more money, you put $100 a week in it per stock. So it's all about the percentages. It's not about knowing how to trade. It's about percentages. I need to make 25% on this trade in the next 2 minutes or 5 minutes. I need to make 25% a year on this mutual fund for the rest of my life. It's like that. I would say 17% is the highest you should really look for in a mutual fund, because you will make more sometimes, but this year you can't make anything because of war and stuff. War is bad for the stock market. I read a book, there's a very famous book in Down for Free. It's about, Diary of a Trader or something. It's from like the 1900s, 1920s. And he said, during World War One, it wasn't that much fun trading. And I was like, great. So now Putin's doing this stuff. But that doesn't mean anything. You still make money. But it's about how much money you have in the trading account. If you have $10,000 in the trading account versus $100, you're going to do a lot better than the guy who has $100 in there. And you're going to take profit faster because you're going to see it faster. And it's going to be amazing. And, this is for people who know what they're doing trading, these ideas. Once you learn how to trade stocks, then you got to learn how to manage money. That's just the way it is. Nobody's going to teach you how to manage money, because everybody wants to fool you into believing you can get a home run with one trade, and you can't. So, why does Warren Buffett use $1 billion here and $1 billion there? Because that's how you make money. 25% of $1 billion is a lot of fucking money. So that's the game. And the long-term game is to make sure you and future generations have a lot of money. And, if you could figure out a way to teach your future generations how to trade stock, you're doing them a huge service. You're a saint, because I got family members I want to teach how to trade, but they're too busy playing video games. But, I didn't learn this stuff when I was in my 20s, and I screwed up royally, I screwed up royally with money. And I should have known all this a long time ago, because I could have used this information, and now I have it and I can't use it. So it's just kind of stupid. So I do long-term stuff. I do dollar cost averaging. Every Monday, money goes into my Robinhood. But short-term trading sucks. And it's all about that $10,000 account they always talk about. Do you have a $100,000 account? If you know how to trade, you could, if you know what you're doing, you could go bonkers with a $100,000 account. You'd be set up. But if you don't know how to trade, you're going to lose it. And it's normal to blow up accounts over and over again. I literally have $183 in my account right now, and I'm thinking about how much to take out for a fee. They take basically $2 every week, and I'm thinking about, well, should I even have this account anymore? Should I just get rid of it and just stop doing this? But I can't. So, but I do. I wake up every day. I look at the stocks. Right now it's like Budweiser and Target are tanking, and it's just been, I didn't have enough money to take the profit. I made $30 here, $40, and it was just I'll wait till a couple more weeks, see if Budweiser goes down more, and maybe it will. But if I had instead of using buying these small options at $30 a pop, I bought one at $15, $40 a pop, and you make what, $25 to $30 on it. $70, you're making it goes up to 90, and you're just like, well, should I take that profit? And it's always like, no, you should wait longer. And if it was $700 instead of 70, that'd be 200 bucks, and you would take the profit right away. And then you get in another option and keep doing that. But because it's so small, because my account's so small, I can't see the big picture, and I can't take the profit because I'm like, well, if I wait another couple weeks, won't it be bigger? It might not. Right now Budweiser's going up when it's been going down for a while, and Target's going up, and it's like great. So you just see how like it's a roller coaster, and you got to play the roller coaster when it's going down. You got to play it, and you got to get out before it goes up again because you're playing it down. It's short term. You're playing it in one direction. You're not playing it up and down. Some of these people like to talk about, all these spreads and shit with the options. I don't understand it. I never really studied it. Every time I try to study it, it just like went over my head. So I was just like, I'll just do calls and puts. And it seems to be, I got to have lots of money. You got to play with 500 bucks at a time, $1,000 at a time, more than that. And you got to be willing to stomach, maybe like a $200 loss, whatever. Because I can study a 20 to 30 to $50 loss. So I would have to stomach a 100 to 300 to $500 loss, wouldn't I? So you got to put on your big boy pants when you play short term. On long term, you don't have to. You can just file money into the stocks for the rest of your life and see that shit grow, and it's wonderful. So I would say do both. I mean, nothing's impossible. Just because we're during wartime with Putin anything's doesn't mean it's not possible, but it's different. And a lot of the I like hurt my mouth, so I'm stretching my mouth. A lot of the books out there don't cover money management. They just say, "Oh, the technical analysis is wonderful. Look at this pattern and that pattern." And you know, like my biggest problem is like, what if I'm wrong and I got to get in and out and then get in it again? I mean, that's the thing. I was wrong, and then at the end of the day, it starts doing what I thought it was going to do instead of in the morning. Just stuff like that. It's just so screwed up. And Ray DeLeo really, he was a billionaire, and he has some videos out about the economy and stuff. And he said, the casino, decides that they got 20 blackjack tables. They're going to lose on like 3 or 4 of them. So that means they're going to make out on 16 out of the 20. So, I mean, I tried to talk to like a mentor I had about that once, and he said, you can't keep up with like 20 different stocks. And I was about, after that conversation, I was like, well, maybe you can't. I could. But when I saw Ray DeLeo say that, I was like, well, I was right. You got to keep up with 20 different stocks because a couple of them are going to pan out and a couple of them won't. But to do one stock at $500 and just wait, I mean, that's not short-term trading. It's just not. Wait like days or a week for one trade to pan out. That's not trading. That's like one trade. And it's just like this idea that you're Babe Ruth and you just get a home run all the time. That's bullshit. All these big baseball players strike out, man. And that's part of the game is striking out. It's lame. It's lame. It's lame that people would fill you up with this idea you can get rich real quick. And then you realize I don't know how to manage money, so I'm a screw up, and you got to learn how to manage money. There's an interview about Jay-Z that I saw a long time ago, and he said he had to learn how to manage money before he ever had success. So, like his bank, his checkbook, and everything, you had to count every penny. So that's the real way to trade is to manage money, because like a Scrooge, like you're Scrooge, Then when Christmas comes, you can buy everybody gifts because you're rich because you manage your money. That's really what that show's about. It's not about his attitude. It's about, well, I know how to count my change, and when Christmas comes, I can buy Tiny Tim any presents he wants and a big old goose. That's really what that movie is about. I'm just kidding, but yeah, you can see my points. It's just like managing money is going to make you rich, and I have a debt problem, and I have to get over that. So hopefully, I'll get over that soon, and then I can start seeing the light when I manage my money with the trades. But right now, it's just been crap, and I feel like shit most of the time when I'm trying to short-term trade. I feel like complete shit, and it's because I need 10 times the money I have. Lots of people say the Wall Street people use other people's money, OPM. So that's why they can be successful because they're not using their own money and they're not freaking out about their own money. They're using other people's money. But Oliver Velez has a great story about how he suffered immensely for years before he ever made it. He said he would go home and sit in the closet in the dark because he was so like depressed. He would just sit in the dark in a closet after the trading day, and just like, so there's real psychological problems when you take this on, and it's no fun. I've been studying it for a long time, and I finally followed Oliver Velez and learned how to trade the way the Wall Street does. And I would suggest you pull up Oliver Velez right now and watch his videos instead of mine. But yeah, you do need 10 grand and 100 grand in your account to understand that I know how to trade, and I can do it now because I'm not in poverty. Because when you see like the volume, like there's people buying multiple options of this of at you know $2. You see that and you're like, who's buying an option for $2? Somebody's buying like 1,000 of them, so that's 2,000, not $2. I mean, I don't live on Wall Street, so I don't know these people, and that's another problem. You don't know rich people. Like you're all alone when you're doing this. It is unbelievable how you feel. You just feel like nobody understands me. And again, you can watch Oliver Velez's story and hear that same old story because it's really important. But you know, he said he just prayed to God and said, when I finally learn this, I'm gonna share it with people. That's what Oliver Velez said. So he's kind of a saint. And I know a strategy now, and I could do it fairly easily. He's got a really good strategy for swing trading that's so awesome. I would highly. I bought that DVD for like $40 off eBay. So if you look for like his DVDs from the '90s, you can find his options trading strategy. Good strategy. But for me to like make one trade a week isn't realistic, and because I see too many opportunities, and it doesn't make sense. I need to make 20 trades a week. And I need to manage that. I did a good job this week managing stuff, but I still screwed it up because I guess psyched myself out. Because my account was so low. I was like, well, I need money to trade tomorrow, so I have to get out of this one instead of waiting for it to expire. The best advice I got it's so hard to practice this when you don't have any money, but I was at the Charles Schwab campus because they have multiple buildings in Denver, and I sat there listening to this smart guy who works for Charles Schwab, and he'd worked on the Chicago exchange, and he said, what you need to do is put $400 in the stock option and then forget about it. And if you lose it, big deal. So the point was not to get out of the trade once you were in it. And the point was to use $400 at a pop. And he had $1 million in his account, and he showed his Charles Schwab account on the big screen. And you could tell just looking around the room, everybody was like, what the fuck's he talking about? I don't have $400 a pop. So how many trades would you make at $400 a pop? If you had 40 grand, you would make like 20 trades. No, I don't know. 10 times 400 is 4,000. So you would need like 4,000 to make 10 trades in your options account every day. That's pretty cool. Or every month or whatever you're going to do. But 10 trades at $400 a pop. Like I said, I wanted 20, so I would need 8,000. You see how it works? It's not what you think it is. Like $800 in a trading account isn't the same as 8,000. It's not the same. So that's the way it's set up. It's set up to use major amounts of money, and it's not set up for poor people. And I wish it was. For practicing, it's great. You can practice all you want with $500, but better if you had 5,000, man, or 50,000. Only if you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, don't do that. Don't put $5,000 that you need for your child's education in the stupid trading thing. And I've heard of people doing that. There's a famous guy, I forgot his name, but he had a radio show and some AM station. I would listen to him, and he said he put 5 grand into his trading account that he needed to pay for his children's education. And he told his children that. He said, like, I'm putting 5 grand into this account. Don't worry about it. I'm going to make more. And he did, good for him. But so he's one of the few parents who actually told his kids about how he was trading. So what you want to understand is, like, when it comes to children, you want to tell them about what you're doing to get rich in your retirement. You don't want to tell them about taxes and health insurance. It's like that's ridiculous, because then you start paying your taxes and health insurance, and you realize, like, I don't have any extra money. Like, what the fuck? Because you want to make money trading. You don't want to make money working at Target. You don't want to make money working at Walmart. You want to make money trading. So the money goes to health insurance and taxes every year, and then you're left like, what the fuck's going on here? Why don't I have the money for trading? And because you want to tell your kids when they're young, the way to get rich is to, like, put money away long term and retire on it. Like, you want your kids to do exactly what you're doing when you're a parent. And why we don't do that, I have no idea. But that would have helped me a lot more than what happened in my life. Because then I would have been ready to, when I got the money from my parents or whoever died, I would have been ready to use it. And there's been, at least 2 times when I had lots of money and I didn't know how to use it properly. And now I know everything because I learned it. And if I had the money I had then, I would be able to know. I would know where to put it and how to manage it. But I didn't know how to manage shit for a long time. So I would say credit cards are horrible. The first thing that happened when I went into college was you get these things in the mail just asking you to get a credit card. I mean, it just happens as soon as you turn 18. So you should tell kids not to use credit cards, and you should tell kids. So every month I put away money and for my retirement into stock, and you should do the same thing right now while you don't have a job. But parents have this idea they want their kids to experience this perfect life when they're younger because it's going to get bad later when they're an adult. They should have fun now. I don't understand. Like, you should just teach them the same shit you're doing to get to have a better life in the future. Like, if you get an idea, like, I'm gonna do this, and then when I retire everything's gonna be groovy. Like, tell your kids to do the same thing while they play video games. Like, oh, grandma sent you a check for your birthday, let's put it in a stock. You know, it's stupid. I mean, really, that's people. You should just, like, if I could tell my future generations and my family, like, I'd be like, look, you're gonna have to make an account where you don't touch the money. Like, you're just gonna have to get this Robinhood account. You're never gonna get rid of this Robinhood account ever. Like, Robinhood's not going away. You're never gonna use this money for anything other than retirement and getting rich. Because by the time you're my age, you will be wealthy. Trust me. Because I'm telling you what to do. But when I'm 80, I'll be wealthy and I'll be this rich old guy. Like I'm Ronnie Dangerfield or some shit. I don't suck. I'm just kidding. But like it does look bleak sometimes. Like, especially with the way people are acting today. Like, just look how stupid I am. On YouTube. It's just like, it just seems like we're surrounded by stupid people. And my attitude's gotten pretty bad, especially since COVID. My attitude's gotten pretty bad when it comes to other people. I really don't trust anybody anymore, and it's gotten pretty bad. And I could say lots of horrible things about society and stuff. But when you see people like, I got an idea, let's me and my boyfriend have sex on the adult webcam, and then we'll make lots of money. I mean, it's just, you see how stupid everybody is. Like, people in those third world countries, these women with their boyfriend or some random jerk off, like, saying, go on the adult webcam and you'll make money. That's horrible. That's pimping. So that's pimping right in front of your face. And I could easily access it and pull it up. The pimps, the pimps are online. So there's horrible advice out there. So you'd be wise not to listen to it. Unfortunately, it took me a long time to learn trading and managing money and psychology of money. And but I think I finally learned it, and I'll be better off. But debt and credit cards, stay away from that. I've had a house, I've had a roof over my head, so I don't think that debt's as bad as people say it is. I mean, I have a place to go when I need to. Not relying on a landlord. But even then, there's stuff I haven't fixed up in a long time. So I haven't fixed things, I haven't bought new appliances. And my place isn't worth as much because I haven't bought new appliances. So there's all these things you don't know about anything. And it's just, oh, I'm going to buy a house. And then, 16, 18, 20 years later, you're like, I haven't bought any new appliances. It's like, my life sucks. Like, there's something wrong with me. If I can't do that simple thing and go to Home Depot, life sucks, man. And you got to learn and you got to teach yourself this shit. But I feel like shit today. And that's why I'm making this video because I basically had my head in my hands this morning and I'm just like, I can't believe I'm so stupid. But over and over again, I've tried to trade with 50 bucks, 70 bucks, 100 bucks, and I've failed. Like, especially this past year, I've failed. It's gone up, it's gone down. Usually it goes up a little bit and you lose a lot. That's usually what happens. Like you lose a lot and you go, well, I'm doing something wrong, so I'm going to stop doing that. And then you start noticing, okay, I'm slowly making it back. And then you're just like, well, I'm not going to make it back because I don't have enough money. And even what's his face? I can't think of his name. He's a comedian. He died. Norm Macdonald. He has a book, and even in his book, he had a gambling problem. And in his book, he was like, he said the same thing I did. Like, you need a lot of money to make a crack at it because it's just, you need to make, 5-to-1 odds. You want to have a lot of money in there, so when your odds come out, like you've made it. And so he said it himself too. You just, he bet $400,000 once and lost all of it. So he was wearing his big boy pants when he was doing gambling. Now, do I think stock market is gambling? No, I think it's money management, like I just said. But I think it's probabilities. Like, watch Alessio Rastani. He says over and over again, probabilities, probabilities. This is a game of probabilities, probabilities. Over and over again, he uses that word. He doesn't say gambling. So you got to think of it differently than all these other people in the world who are telling you a bunch of bullshit of how you can't get rich, because that's what people do. Your family does it to you. Friends do it to you. But if you're in debt, it's psychologically hard to get to think abundantly. It's psychologically hard. I watch manifesting videos like, I can't do this. I'm in debt. I need to figure this out, and that's it. And then when I'm not in debt, I'll come back to all this. But yeah, there's probably a reason it's in the Bible. Don't get into debt because it's a spiritual law. But the reason why I'm in debt is because I wanted experiences. I wanted stuff. I wanted to buy things, and I wanted experiences. Some of those credit cards represent, the past, like last summer or the summer before that. I wanted to, spend money. So to think you're a criminal because you're in debt is stupid, because like everybody wants good experiences. Everybody wants to go to Disney World or where the fuck. I bought a plane ticket to visit my family. That adds up fast. You buy these goddamn plane tickets. Fucking, if you're traveling far, it's gonna be $700. If you're traveling a short way, it's gonna be $450. It's just stupid. Like, like nothing is correct about society and the way people price things. There's nothing correct about it. It's all false. It's all bullshit. Like I just explained, the way the account is set up for the trading is for people with, big balls. I mean, it's just psychologically, you can't fathom like getting out of a trade because you made $20. You can't fathom it. You're like, I need more than $20. I need more than 15 bucks right now. But you just made 15 bucks in like 2 minutes and you can't like understand that you should take it. That's how fucked up trading is. Because what's I have a fee of $2 every week, so that's really I'm not making 15 bucks. I'm making 15 minus $2, right? So that's why you gotta, and then the fees will get more expensive if you use more money. So you're still gonna have to calculate the fees, but it'll be okay. It doesn't matter because you're using more money. That's key. So that's the answer, man. And like, I wish it was easier. I wish you could just put $500 in an account tomorrow and you could just take off, but that's bullshit. I've never had that happen, and if I did, it didn't last long. And so if anybody tells you that, they're full of shit. And I would suggest, there's artificial intelligence that would help you make money and get out quickly. That would help, but people want you to buy that shit too, so there's another cost. So I would just find, if you know how to trade correctly. I'm not telling people who don't know how to trade to do this. If you know how to trade and you're like, dude, I'm so good at trading, I'm better than anybody I know. Nobody knows what I know because that's where I'm at. I would say just get 5 grand together or 10 grand together or 100 grand together and put it in an account and go to town. But if you put 500 to 1,000 in there, it's not enough because you won't be able to make as many trades. And if you do, you won't be able to take advantage of the profit because you won't see it as profit. You'll see it as this minuscule amount just appearing, and it's horrible. But even Oliver Velez, when he shows examples of his trading, it's like he's got thousands of dollars in there, so he can make $1,000 and pull it out. So I mean, it's right in front of our face. It's just we can't accept it. We're so desperate to make things happen and hit a home run that we're just fucked. Desperation doesn't work for anything. Doesn't work to get a girlfriend. Doesn't work to make money, and you'll never attract what you want if you're desperate. So get rid of your debt and get rid of your. Make sure you can find like 5 to 10 grand to 100 grand to put in the account. And as long as you know what you're doing, you'll be fine. If you don't know what you're doing, you'll lose it. But that's my spiel.